This morning, we continue our news segment focused on our neighbor island viewers in an effort to bring you the latest, most important headlines from where you live. And joining us this morning is Cyrus Johnasen, County of Hawaii Public Information Officer. Cyrus, mahalo for being here.
Hello, Leah. Mahalo for having me. So this week, I'm just going to jump right in. For the folks on our Hilo side and goers of our zoo, the Paneava Rainforest Zoo, it will be closed this Friday, October 14th. For a school-based educational event. This event is going to host a large number of third and fourth grade students from the local area. We're going to try and provide them with a day filled of motivational speakers and educational presentations, music, lunch, so on and so forth. So we're really excited about that, but we do apologize for others who would like to take their keiki to the zoo this Friday. However, we will mention it opens right back up at normal hours on Saturday. So that's about 10 a.m. it opens up. And we're also having a plant sale there that day. So if you're going, if you have to wait on Friday, go on Saturday and maybe pick up a plant for your home or garden on the way home as well. And then moving on, another huge development from our planning department under Director Zendo Kern. We're going to be looking at our zoning and subdivision code updates. Last time this was done was back in 1996 and 1983. And a lot's happened on our island since then. And, it's so important to have up-to-date code because it really it really predicts how we're going to be able to grow our island home, right? In just the last, 10 years alone, we've gotten over 100,000 new residents to our island. And growing at that rate with old building codes is a hindrance. And so we really appreciate him for his leadership there. And we hope that to incorporate best practices in land use and zoning and to meet the needs of our residents through those changes. For our friends over on the west side in Waikoloa, the County of Hawaii Department of Public Works will begin preparing the Waikoloa intersection for traffic improvements. We get a lot of complaints. It's a very, very frequented road ever since the Saddle Road started to come down that way. Trucks and lots of workers headed over the hill. And so we're trying to make it safer for pedestrians and for drivers alike. And so there's going to be a lot of road work that you're going to see in the coming weeks, and it's all to improve safety, right? We're going to have traffic sign installed, some speed strips, other things to really make the area safe for all of our residents. But we will remind you, if you want to see the schedule for those maintenance projects, you can go ahead to the dpwhawaiicounty.gov website to learn more. Mind you, though, those dates are subject to change based on the weather patterns and so on and so forth. And then lastly, one of the big things that's coming up for our North Hilo community our South Hilo community is that Councilmember Suli Loy and State Representative Richard Onishi will be hosting a community meeting this coming Monday, October 17th at 4:30 p.m. at the Waikeuka Gym to talk about the Waikeuka Master Plan. They're going to be reviewing the draft environmental assessment and looking at how those impacts might affect the neighboring area, while also trying to push forward for a new community center, a new standalone restroom facility, 2 new parking lots, and a relocation of the lower baseball field. And so for our athletes out there and our park and gym goers, things are looking bright, things are looking great. And if you'd like to weigh in on any of these draft EA things, you're more than welcome to do so. You have until October 24th. So you can contact Councilmember Suli Loy, representing District 3 of Hilo, for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cyrus. Plenty happening on Hawaii Island, that is for sure. I do want to ask you, Paneava Zoo, one of my favorites. I always enjoy going and visiting all the animals there. And you mentioned the plant sale on Saturday. I know a lot of people going to be excited to get to the zoo on Saturday, take advantage of the plant sale. Is the plant sale happening the entire time that the zoo is open, or is there certain hours for that plant sale?
Yep, from open to close or until sold out.
Perfect. Okay, well, sold out. That might happen sooner than closed, right? And then
So get there early if you're interested.
There you go. And the Waikoloa and the Paniolo road information. I know you mentioned where we could get more information and that those dates are, of course, subject to change based off of weather. But when is that construction expected to start? Just so we can get that on people's radar.
Yeah, so it'll start next week, Monday, and it'll probably go through the end of the month.
Perfect.
If we're lucky.
Sorry, continue.
No, I said if we're lucky, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, no more of that rainy weather that we've been seeing here on Oahu. So hopefully all of that will move ahead smoothly. Anything else that you think that residents on Hawaii Island need to know about?
You know, we just want to mahalo everybody for their patience this last week with Ironman. We realized that it did cause a lot of traffic congestion, and it was 2 days this year than it was in previous years. So we do apologize, and we mahalo everybody for their patience out there.
Well, appreciate you joining us this morning.
Take care, everybody. Aloha.